To the Zargothi war fleet, humanity was still a young species. They knew our ships were slow compared to the Solarian cruisers. They knew our marines were fewer in number than the insectoid swarms. And they thought they knew war. They were wrong. The Zargothi were a proud reptilian species, forged in centuries of conquest. They understood human soldiers well enough, or so they thought. They had seen videos of our armored marines storming breach points, wielding rifles that tore through cover, their battle cries rattling even alien nerves. But the stories that truly unsettled them weren't about marines. They were about medics. I didn't believe it myself until my first deployment as a combat medic aboard the UHS Resolute. My name's Corporal Ethan Rourke, 12th Terran Expeditionary Corps, Medical Division. The Marines joked we were Band-Aid wranglers, but our orders went far beyond handing out gauze. Our mission was simple in writing, terrifying in execution. Ensure maximum survival of human personnel at all costs. What that really meant, you'd soon learn. The rumors started small. Whispers that alien commanders feared being on the same battlefield as a human medic. That we didn't just save lives, we refused to let people die, no matter how impossible the situation. I thought it was bravado. Then I saw the look on Lieutenant Grask's face when he found out I was assigned to his joint unit. Grask was a Zargothi commander. His scales a deep maroon, eyes like molten copper. He had fought alongside humans before but never under the care of a human medic. The moment he saw the red cross on my armor, his tail stiffened. "You," he hissed in accented Terran, "are one of them." "One of who?" I asked. His crest rose slightly, a Zargothi sign of unease. "The ones who will not let the dead stay dead." I laughed, thinking it was a translation glitch. It wasn't. The mission. We were deployed to Karthis 4, a contested jungle world thick with venomous flora and enemy ambush points. The goal: secure a forward base before the Kvar Syndicate could reinforce. The Marines went in first, clearing the ridge. My role was to stay behind the second wave, patching up anyone hit before they could be evacuated. First contact happened faster than expected. The Kvar had set up plasma turrets in the tree line. The air sizzled with green fire as our front line took the brunt. 2 Marines went down instantly, one with a chest wound, another missing half a leg. I sprinted forward. To alien eyes, medics weren't supposed to advance. Most galactic armies had designated medics, but they stayed far back, waiting for the battle to end. Humans did the opposite. We ran into the danger. I slid to the Marine with the chest wound, Private Henson. His vitals were crashing, lungs filling with blood. In the corner of my HUD, my suit AI flashed. Lethal in 32 seconds without intervention. My hands worked on autopilot. Auto-seal patch, metafoam injection, portable oxygen line. I stabilized him enough to keep his heart beating. Then came the legless Marine, Corporal Diaz. Shock was killing him faster than blood loss. I jabbed him with a cortical stim and clamped a high-pressure field tourniquet. Then I did something that made Commander Grask's scales ripple in horror. I called in the Raven. The Raven was a drone. Black, angular, loaded with nanomedical injectors. It didn't just keep soldiers alive. It forced them back into the fight. Within minutes, Diaz was conscious enough to fire from the ground. Henson, chest wound and all, was propped against a tree with a rifle. His breathing ragged but steady. To Grask, this was madness. To me, it was standard procedure. We didn't retreat when wounded. We fought until there was no one left to save. The turning point. Hours into the battle, the Kvar shifted tactics. They weren't aiming for our Marines anymore. They were targeting me. Snipers focused fire, plasma bolts tracked my movements. Every alien commander knows. Kill the medic, and the enemy bleeds out. But they underestimated just how hard it is to kill a human medic. At one point, a Kvar mortar hit near my position, throwing me into a trench. My ears rang, vision blurred. The easy move would have been to crawl back and wait for extraction. Instead, I pulled my medkit closer and kept working. That's when I realized the aliens weren't just afraid of me. They were terrified. Every time I revived a soldier they had already killed, their morale cracked. Imagine fighting an enemy who refuses to stay dead. You take someone down, you hear their screams, you see them fall. And minutes later they're shooting at you again, patched up by a stubborn medic who doesn't seem to care about incoming fire. By nightfall, our casualty rate should have been catastrophic. Instead, every single Marine in my care was alive. Injured, sure, but alive. The fear spreads. Grask approached me after we secured the ridge. His slit-pupiled eyes studied me like I was some dangerous relic. I have fought beside human Marines before, he said. They are ferocious. But this is worse. Worse? I asked, wiping blood, human and alien, from my gloves. He tapped a claw against my Red Cross insignia. You make death a liar. Our enemies do not know how to fight such a thing. When they see your mark, they lose their will. They know their work will be undone. Shrug. That's the job. He leaned closer. Do you know what Kvar soldiers call you? Grave thieves. They say human medics steal the souls they have claimed. I almost laughed, until I saw he wasn't joking. The climax, siege of the medical tent. 2 days later, the Kvar launched a counterattack. They bypassed the Marines entirely, aiming straight for our field hospital. The medical tent wasn't heavily armed, just a few automated turrets and whatever weapons we had lying around. The Kvar hit hard and fast, plasma fire ripping through the canopy. My patients, half-conscious, missing limbs, grabbed rifles and returned fire from their cots. I moved like a machine, patching wounds, swapping magazines into shaking hands, dragging the barely living behind overturned gurneys. My Raven drone zipped between us, jabbing life-saving stimulants into soldiers who had no business being awake. The Kvar commander himself breached the tent, a hulking brute with a hooked blade. He swung for me, but before he could strike, a bandaged Marine tackled him. This was Sergeant Blake. 2 days ago, he'd been clinically dead for 47 seconds before I shocked him back. Now, even half-healed, he fought like a demon. The sight broke the Kvar line. Their commander fell, and the rest retreated into the jungle. We held the hospital. Not a single patient was lost, ending the legacy. After the battle, word spread faster than any official report. The Kvar called for a ceasefire in our sector, not because of our Marines, but because the grave thieves made the war unwinnable. Grask shook my hand before we parted ways. I understand now, he said. Your Marines kill bodies. Your medics kill wars. I laughed, but deep down I knew he was right. A Marine can break an enemy line. A medic can break their spirit. From that day on, wherever I went, enemy eyes found the Red Cross on my armor, and hesitated. Not because they pitied me. Not because I was unarmed, but because they knew I'd keep coming, dragging the fallen back from death's door, until there was no one left for them to kill. And in the cold, endless expanse of war, there's nothing an alien commander fears more than a human who refuses to let go.